Well, Don Jr. came to the house and hunted. That one we set up Phil. Well, Phil made me so mad, my dad. So Dad, so Don Jr. is going to come duck hunt with us. He goes, I'm coming down. Let's duck hunt. It's perfect. We set it up. Well, I'm going to Mexico for my anniversary. 4 days. 4 days I'm in Mexico. So I go to Mexico. Yeah, and your phones are all jacked up down there. You know, it's like numbers come in. So I'm leaving the Mexico airport, coming to America. I get this call. But it doesn't say who it is. I answer it. This dude is talking so fast. I'm like, he is nowhere within 1,000 miles of where I live in the South. It was a northern accent. He is, and I'm like, whoa, slow down. Who is this? He goes, it's Don Jr. I said, hey, what's up? I said, oh, we on, huh, Don? He goes, I don't know if I can come. I don't know. We're still, we got to figure out. I said, oh, what happened? He was like, because of what your dad did. I'm like, I've been gone for 4 days. I'm like, 4 days. Who has he offended? What has he done? And I can't understand this about my dad. He lives on the end of a dead-end street, does not have a cell phone, does not have a computer. But somehow he can get messages out all over the world, like instant. It's amazing how he can do this. I'm like, what did he do? He said, he endorsed Ted Cruz. I said, no. I was like, where did that come from? He goes, there's commercials. I said, there's commercials. In 4 days, he has met Ted Cruz and he has endorsed Ted Cruz. And there's commercials. He goes, yes, they're playing right now. So I pull up the commercial. Phil's in the duck blind. So it's Ted, and they've all got face paint on. Ted Cruz has got this face paint, but he doesn't look like he's in play. Yeah, he's like, he looks scared to death, you know? It's like everybody's like got shoes in their back, you know, spits come out of their mouth, and then there's Ted Cruz, like a dude's a face paint. And so Phil in the commercial goes, "We're voting for Ted Cruz. He's a brother in Christ. We're all voting for him." And it insinuated like we're all like the whole Duck Dynasty crew is voting for him. I'm not there, obviously. I'm in Mexico. I went, oh my gosh. So I call the house. Mom answers the phone. I said, Mom, where's Phil? He's in the woods. I said, well, crap, I got to talk to him. She goes, well, hey, you can go try to find him. She goes, what's wrong with you? I said, he just made a commercial with Ted Cruz. These are things you have to tell me. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have to let me in on. And she goes, oh, no, he knew he was going to be mad over that. He knew you liked Trump. But, you know, Ted Cruz showed up with a bunch of TV cameras. And I don't know. The next thing I know. And I said, well, Mom, he said we're all voting for him. We're not all voting. And she goes, no. He didn't mean all you boys. He meant all the Christians. I said, Mom, I'm a Christian. Well, you know what I mean. So we set up. So Don Jr. finally come. He's like, all right, because he was like, I'm not coming down there if you're endorsed. You know, it was awkward. So I said, oh, we're gonna set up Dad good. So we're gonna burn him on this one. Don Jr. comes down, duck hunts, and you know he's lights out. Shot. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I knew it. So you know he's hooked now. So Dad's blown away. You know, it's good. So
by what a good shot Don is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And so I reached out to Hannity. I said, Handy, I said, put me and Phil on the show. I'm backing Trump. He's backing Cruz, apparently. And I said, I'm going to set that sucker up. So we get on the show. Dad and I are going after it. And I said, hang on. I said, I got one question to ask Phil since we're on the show. I said, Phil recently went duck hunting with Ted Cruz, and he also went hunting with Trump. I just said Trump. I didn't say Don. I just said Trump. I said, Dad, who exactly is the better hunter? Phil said, ain't a doubt about it. That cat from New York can shoot, son. So I got him saying that Cruz wasn't a good duck hunter. Because I asked Dad, he said, oh, yeah, he couldn't hit the broadside of a bar. And finally, Cruz dropped out, thank goodness. And so then Phil came on board.
He did. Has he been on board ever since?
He has been.
I mean, is there anyone in the world I think things have changed since then, of course. But like the world that you live in is probably pretty much 100% Trump at this point.
Yeah, I mean, down there, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's, well, now it is for sure. I mean,
like, did you have a lot of friends voting Kamala Harris?
Yeah. Well, I mean, just because I know a lot of people outside of Louisiana, so.
No, I mean in
production.
Louisiana.
Yeah, all my TV friends. I mean, yeah, I've done tons of TV. I mean, so, yeah, I've got friends all over who were, and we had great debates, but it's the way it should be. Like, we debate, we love each other, we're friends, we're, you know, and I can certainly look at Trump and call them, like, that doesn't make sense, or that's not how I feel, or that's not what I would say, or that's ugly, or that's unkind, or whatever it is. And so, and this year I was staying out of it. I really was, because of the book. Because when I wrote this book, and I said, I don't want to get pulled in, I want this message to come out. You know, I want the message of the gospel, and I don't want it to get gummed up with. And I understand, you know, because I was involved. I mean, I was the first speaker in the 2016 convention. I was the first.
You were?
You don't remember?
No.
That powerful message that I gave? Golly, Tucker, where were you?
I think I was just in a cloud of euphoria.
I was the first speaker, and now you got to remember 16. When I went out there, they were like, "All right, look, we don't know how this is going to go." Remember, because they were fighting, they didn't know whether they were going to walk off or.
Oh yeah.
So they were like, "Good luck, Willie," because I was the first guy out. Like I was the first guy on the stage. And Don Jr. called and he said, "Hey, my father wants you to speak at the convention." I was like, and I was gathering my breath to say no, because I was just going to be like, no, because in my mind I thought it was like 45 minutes. I was like, I don't have 45 minutes in me on politics, you know. And I'm going, and I said, let me check my schedule. That's what I said. Let me check my schedule. And he goes, okay, well, check your schedule and they'll get back with you. So like the next day, some lady calls and says, "Hey, so we've got you scheduled. You're the first speaker." And I'm fixing to tell her, like, whoa. I didn't say yes, you know? And she goes, "You're the first one up. You go for 3 minutes." And I went, 3 minutes? That's a commercial break. Yeah, of course I'll do 3 minutes, you know? And so I was the first speaker in the 16.
What'd you say?
I can't even remember. I mean, it was nothing. It was like, I really don't.
Did you think he was going to win that year?
I did.
Did you think he was going to win this year?
I did.
Why?
Well, I thought he had a really good, I mean, I called it at 8:33 Central Time that night. When I saw Virginia and North Carolina, I said, it's over. Virginia was close. I was like, it's over.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't sure about North Carolina. That was the only state that confuses me sometimes. But Virginia, I mean, I think he was winning. Like, you know, like early on, I was like, oh, I told my family, and I texted my friend, I said, Trump wins. It's over. But yeah, I had a good sense about it. It felt like it did in 16. It felt like I was just kind of looking at the culture and looking at what people were saying. I was like, he's got a lot of people that are, you know, because it wasn't as weird as it was before. Like that was kind of cool. It was like you weren't ostracized as much. I mean, 16. I mean, it was people did not like him in 20. Oh my gosh. But you had that COVID. I mean, the whole COVID. And I said that year, probably earlier that year, somebody asked me who I thought was going to win. I said, oh, Trump. I said, Trump's got this. There's no way he can lose. The economy's strong. We're safe. We're not in a war. I said, that's it. That's game over. I said, unless something really weird happens. I said that.
Like they manufacture a virus in China.
And then the weird thing happened. And there you go. But I went to bed last time I went to bed in 20 thinking I was like, oh, it's over.
Oh, so you fell asleep before they shut down
I woke up and I was like, uh-oh.
The polling places.
And I was like, uh-oh.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. We hope you'll subscribe to it. And by the way, you can hit the little bell on there and get notifications every time we produce a video. We hope you'll do that also.